well, here it is. As you saw, magnetic paddle shifters. These are from a company called Jqwerks, and these are their Madtrace paddle shifters. So this is what is included in the box. There's two different style shifters that you can use, but the main idea is that these are super satisfying. Let's see. Jeez, can't even open it. But just first thoughts, the quality on these things are insane. These are made by metal, not just cheap plastic. And the noises, that's the main thing for this. Listen to this. That's crazy. I don't know, I'm super hyped on these. I've always wanted a KMP steering wheel, which has similar functioning paddle shifters on there, but that wheel is about over $2,000, and you lose some of your OEM buttons for the steering wheel. So this was a win-win. I'm glad they came out with these, and I'm hyped to throw them on. But before we do that, I'll unbox everything, show you guys what's included. Like I said, there's two different style paddle shifters, and I'm actually going to be using the other ones. Here you have it, the assembly. Left side, right side paddle shifters. Go ahead and put it right here. And then this is the hardware used to connect them to the steering wheel. And here it is. Here's the slimmer version of the paddle shifters. These are actually super nice quality. It's not like those cheap carbon ones you buy on like eBay or like all those other BMW companies where you click up here and it's like super flimsy because it's plastic. These are actually good quality, and I cannot get enough of this sound. Some ASMR for you guys. But I am gonna throw these on right now. Probably put the GoPro on my head, do a full little deal. I don't know if I'm gonna do a full DIY, but we'll see. Here's also extra hardware for the paddle shifters as well. I'm gonna actually go ahead and do that right now before I install them. Put the smaller ones on, then you guys can see how it looks. So there's two bolts holding on the current paddles, which is just the Allen key that they include. So get this one off. Let me see if I get it mixed up. Right side, left side. And I'm actually gonna mount these upside down like this so that the plus and minus is hidden. I actually saw somebody on Instagram, but he did. I think it looks a lot better. The paddles show less and it's a lot more subtle. I don't need the plus and minus. I know which side does what, so show you guys in a second.
They are on there. Jeez, that magnet is crazy strong. Jeez. And like I said, these are really high quality paddles. I mean, the price gets up there. I paid about $450 for these. Maybe a bit much, but better than spending $2,500 on a KMP wheel. So, I'm stoked. I think it was worth it.
Alright, well, got them switched out. Don't need those guys anymore. And I actually didn't know, but they did give extra hardware just in case you lose those little screws. So that's always a plus. Get to keep all this extra stuff in this box for whenever I need it, which is good. But now we're gonna start by installing these. I'm excited. Let's do it. Alright, well, before heading into your paddle swap install, this is all that you're gonna need. Phillips or flathead screwdriver to pop out the airbag. a 10 mil to disconnect your battery before popping out your airbag, and then a 2 mil or a size 2 Allen key is what you're going to use for the new supplied bolts for the magnetic paddle shifters, and then a Jqwerks T20 to remove the steering wheel trim, also to remove the old paddle shifters, the original ones. Super straightforward. Most of you BMW owners should have these laying around. Even if you don't have a BMW, you'll have this stuff. So just wanted to let you guys know before we get into it, you can make sure you have what you need. First things first, since we are going to be disconnecting the airbag, we do need to disconnect the battery. So, like I showed earlier, 10 mil should be good enough. I always use a rag over it so that it doesn't touch the terminal once disconnected. Alright, now that that's disconnected, I always like to put a little towel or something right here on the trunk latch so that the trunk doesn't close on you, because if it does, then how are you gonna get to the battery? So, geez, it's so hot, super sunny. Oh, no, I didn't even roll the windows down. Alright, well, here we have it from the steering wheel. First things first is to get off the airbag. I'm sure most of you guys know how to do that. If not, there's tons of videos on how to do it, but there's a hole on each side, and then there's going to be a spring on the inside that will just be pushed in and will release the airbag. You'll feel it, super hard to miss. A lot of people use a flathead, but I use a Phillips screwdriver. Just like that. Bam. And now all you gotta do, disconnect it, we're good. That's literally the hardest part about messing with your steering wheel. Now you're gonna take your Jqwerks T20 and remove the 3 bolts for the trim piece, which is one right here, and then there's gonna be one right behind this on the back side of the steering wheel. So I'll get that off for you real quick. One down. Got that one. And now the one on the back. I'll try to show you guys real quick. Right there. Now you can just remove this trim piece. Should be clipped in. God, it's so bright. Should have done this in the garage. And then, now all you're gonna do is take off the paddle shifters. 2 more T20s, and then the connectors. The one on the right is gonna be under all this stuff, but I'll show you guys how to do that in a second. But first things first, let's get the one on the left side. I'm just gonna disconnect it. Disconnect it like that. Then take your T20 again. Just like that. This paddle's out. Now for the right one. So the one on the right is a little more complicated because there's all this stuff. All you gotta do is move it out the way. You can unplug this brown ground wire if you need to. And then you'll see it right there at the bottom. Pull it up somehow. It'd probably be a lot easier to take off your steering wheel, but save some time. You don't need to do all that. Oh, there. Got it up. I just need to get it disconnected. Same thing, it's just gonna be the blue. just like that. And then go ahead, disconnect the paddle. Bam, both out, quick and easy. Now I need to go ahead and grab the replacement ones. Alright, well, got these guys, now time to throw them in. And almost forgot that they do come with their own hardware, so you're not going to use the original ones that you used for your old paddles. And these are literally just plug and play, put them in, bolt them on, plug them back in, put the airbag on, and that's it. So let me go ahead and get the first one in. It's gonna be a hole on the back of the steering wheel for the connector. You'll know once you take your OEM ones off. Once you get the paddle in place, you're gonna use the supplied bolt that they gave you. Screw it in. It can't go in the wrong way. You'll know when the paddle's in correctly. And then this is where you're gonna take your size 2 Allen key to tighten down the provided bolt that they gave. Don't over tighten, you don't want to crack it or anything. But let's hear it. God, that sounds so good. Compared to, can't even hear it. The quality is insane once again. So now, got the left one in. Just plug it back in, like so. Just like that. Slide the connectors back down, all hidden, just like that. And then right side, same thing. Feed the cable through the back. And then once it's in place, supplied bolt. Here, I don't know if you guys could see that well, but the bolt's right there and right there. Kind of hard to do it with one hand. There it is, both sides. Dude, this is crazy. Now I'm gonna just go ahead, plug this back in, hide the wires on, show you guys how to put the trim back, and then get some, what's it called, some B-roll so you guys can see how they look on the car, and then later we'll go for a drive. Alright, got everything tucked away. Time to put the trim back on. It's gonna be the 3 T20 bolts. The 2 silver ones go up front, and then the black bolt will go in the back at the bottom. As you guys saw with my writing captions or whatever, my GoPro actually died when I was doing this, and it froze the entire rest of the clip. So it's actually nighttime now. I wanted to finish this up. I didn't want to just let it freeze and then cut to the next part. I wanted to finish up this part just in case some of you guys were confused. So where I left off was you were using the T20 Jqwerks to actually tighten down the three bolts for the trim, the steering wheel trim. So went ahead, tightened that to 2 up here, the 1 in the bottom, and then now all that's left is to just put the airbag in. It's just gonna be the 1 connector. Plug that in. Make sure no wires or cables are in the way of the airbag. And then all you're gonna do is just line it up straight. You'll know when it's the right way, obviously, because you know the right side up of your airbag and the BMW logo. Then you're just gonna push it in place. Just like that, you'll hear it clip in. We're all good. And then another thing is, so I know what I did was I put the paddles upside down just because I wanted to hide the plus and minus, but I didn't like how it looked on the F chassis, so I went ahead, took them apart, and just flipped them around again. And there it is. I don't know if you guys can see it well, but I'll get some good clips. It is kind of dark right now. I do have a light in my garage, but it's not that bright in the car. But yeah, here they are. I'm so excited. They sound so sick. Listen. And you could even like tap it lightly if you don't want it to be too loud, or if you get annoyed of it sometimes. But yeah, overall, I'm super hyped on these. I think it was definitely worth the money. Now all that's left is to just get some driving clips. Probably get some regular clips just driving around with the windows up so you guys could hear how it sounds. But the quality on these, it's insane. Like I said over and over, the quality is unmatched. And I just saw on their Instagram the other day that the actual magnetic mechanism has a lifetime warranty, so that's already a plus. You don't ever have to worry about them crapping out on you. But yeah, like I said, these sound crazy. So now what's left to do other than get some sound clips? Also, another step, obviously you guys aren't going to forget to do this, but once the wheels back on and airbags back in, obviously you need to go to your trunk and then connect your battery. And then what I would first do is turn the car on, put it into drive, just test the paddles, see if it works. And yep, it works. Goes to second, back down to first. Damn, my car is loud in here. It's not even a full cold start either, but it looks nice out right now. Maybe we'll hit the back roads, get you guys some POV driving. Let's do this. Alright, well, what up guys? Here we are. A couple of days later. I did go ahead and drive it that night to try and get some clips for you guys, but it was way too dark out, so didn't look great, so I wanted to redo it. So I went the following day, and then I found out that day that I went, I was recording in time-lapse, so all that was useless. So here we are, days later. I already know what the paddles sound like, and I love them, but now it's your guys' time, or it's time for you guys to see what you think about them. So I'm actually gonna just head to the back roads where I film a lot of my stuff and go for a little drive back there. I'm not gonna drive too hard. My tires are cold. I haven't driven the car all day, so we'll see. But I don't know, let's get your initial thoughts. So far, I love them. I mean, I now 100% think that these were worth the $450. I personally think it made the car feel so much better to drive. The car feels way more engaging now. I mean, it is a DCT, it's not no 6-speed, but with this, the car completely different. Listen to that. I know it may be annoying to some, but it's my car. Some people, I mean, I've been seeing a lot of people with these, so I know there's a lot of people that like them and some that don't, but to each their own. Everybody has their own opinion. But like I said, right now I'm just gonna head to the back road, do some POV driving. You guys can get some equal length sound clips and see how the paddle shifters sound under semi-aggressive driving. But man, these sound so sick. Listen to that downshift. I probably look so weird right now to all these people with the GoPro on my head. Another thing I was gonna say that I like about these paddles is that you kind of have to click them hard to shift. So, I mean, I kind of got used to using 2 fingers now. You don't have to, but I don't know, preference. Obviously, the quality is way different. And another cool thing I saw that they posted was that, Jqwerks actually posted that the mechanism for these paddle shifters have lifetime warranty, which is sick. But yeah, here we are. I'm gonna do semi-aggressive driving. My tires aren't too warm. But yeah, enjoy. Let me know what you guys think. Sketchy with not warm tires. Goddamn, the sun can't see a damn thing. Another thing to note is I can't be zooming back here. My car does not handle that well on air, which is another reason why I've been wanting to go back to coilovers for so long. But who knows? We'll see. Whew, so sketchy. My car's like floaty, wobbling all over the place. But there you have it, quick little drive. I mean, I am gonna make a U-turn. Obviously